Good afternoon, all. Chief Prepper here. I want to talk about something real quick. Well, it's never quick, but you know the deal. People. What kind of people are you, or person? And the plural of person is people. And what kind of people do you associate with? Who do you value? What do you value? So, the reason most preppers talk bad about cities and living in cities is because most of those people cannot feed themselves without going to the store, sometimes daily, right? And their values, beliefs, behaviors, and norms are completely different than someone who lives in the country. There's a reason for that. Right? So, you have all different kinds of people. You have people that sometimes grow up, live and die, and never leave the county they were born in. Sometimes they don't leave the city. Right? Then you have gypsy souls, people who grow up moving, a lot of military brats, a person like me, and then I joined the army and moved 26 times in 24 years. Right? So, and I still like to travel. I just getting to an age where I can't. And then you have, at least on the men's side, you got the Barbie dolls on the female side, you got the homebodies, you got the librarians, you got the nerds, you got the I want to have penis women, the feminists, you got the woman who is dressed to the nines, wears expensive clothes, drives an expensive car. You got the woman who drives the beater car and, kind of like on the Karate Kid, got to push it to get it started. And you got everything in between. Man side, you got these little pretty boy Floyds, the I can't remember his name, Ric Flairs in the wrestling world. I call them peacocks half the time. Their door may swing both ways, they just don't tell everybody. The guy that, I guess some women would say look good in a suit, comfortable in a suit. Some people like power, some people like to be in the spotlight. In the Army, I was a chief warrant officer. We were known as the quiet professionals, so commanders tended to take notice and listen when we said something, because we didn't really say a lot all the time. You got people who like titles, then you have people who just want to be a part of whatever the latest thing that's cool and trendy. You got the people who want to keep up with the Joneses. You got city folk, country folk. You got foreigners who are visiting countries. So you're saying, why am I talking about all this? Well, in a shit hits the fan event, you're going to need to be able to read somebody fairly quickly to determine multiple things. Are they a threat? Normally that's pretty evident, but sometimes someone can present something, and I gave advice on being able to present what you want. So, it's hard to dress like a cowboy and act like a cowboy and a real cowboy and not know you're not a cowboy. Alright? Just because you got boots, a hat, a belt and buckles, and Wranglers, and some kind of shirt doesn't mean you're a cowboy. Alright? You got all that. You got soft hands. For these gents, you ain't a cowboy. Just like you say you work on cars, but you got soft hands, there's a decent chance you ain't a mechanic. Alright. People who work with their hands typically have tougher, calloused hands. So just understand that. The other thing is, you need to understand that as a human being, you need people around you. Even the most diehard people who don't like people need people, even if it's just a bitch battle. But and then in a shit hits the fan event, you are going to need people from all spectrums. You're going to need workers. You're going to need farmers. You're going to need security. You're going to need leadership to guide the group on where the group needs to go. It may not be what the group thinks. It may be the group leader might be right, or maybe the group leader is wrong. You're going to need somebody to manage security, food, shelter, water. Everything will have to be controlled. And unfortunately, it's going to make a lot of people angry, especially the people who have stuff and the people who show up and say, "Give me, I want." Go fuck yourself. So, spend some time, and I know time is valuable. Go somewhere where you can watch people. Watch all the different kinds. We go to SeaWorld, me and my wife. It's one of the places she loves to go. And Aquatica, we go in there and get a locker, come back out, go into the regular park, come back to the regular park, we go cool off in the water park. So, but when you're in places, public places, start taking notice of all the different kinds of people. It's akin to all the different types of vehicles on the road. You got little S10s, you got little Toyotas, you got the Dodge Dakota, which is kind of a mid-size, and then you got the regular full-size trucks that are half tons, 3/4 tons, 1 tons. You got dualies, 1.5 tons, 1.25 tons. You got all these different trucks. Then you got all the people who drive them. And then you got the sports cars, the muscle cars. You say, what's the difference? Well, a sports car is like a Corvette. That's the only American sports car we have. Everything else we have is a muscle car. We figured that out. Then we got luxury cars. And then we got luxury performance. And then we got the people who drive a truck and have never hauled anything in it. People who drive a Jeep who've never been off-roading. Muscle cars that don't go fast. So these are all the people in the cars. So you need to understand that it's going to be very important for you to read and see people for who the fuck they are and not what they're presenting. All right. Trust your instincts. Start learning to read and understand your instincts. If your instincts are saying something's off, then something's off. If it's saying get the fuck out of there, then maybe get the fuck out of there. All right. If it's saying it's a threat, then it's probably a threat. So, anyway, learn to read people. Learn to understand who and what they represent. How dangerous people will be post shit hits the fan, and then sadly, unfortunately, you're going to need to be prepared to make decisions about dealing with those people. All right. Information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot. Chief Prepper out.